Good morning. Welcome. Hello and welcome to Boost Your Health. So this morning is October 1st and we will be starting a mini series for this week. This week we'll be talking about foods that heal. It's very important to look at what we put into our body. So this week we're going to bring about some awareness on what it is that we're putting in our bodies. What's the best foods to eat? What's the best foods that we can eat for different ailments, illnesses, diseases, and things that's going on in our body, so that we don't have to always rely on medications or supplements. Now, there is a time that we may have to take some supplements, but it's better to get the nutrients that you need from your body. Excuse me, not from your body, from the vegetables and the fruits and things like that you eat. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate you tuning in. And I am, for those who don't know, I am Sharon Fent. I'm a registered nurse and a healthy lifestyle coach. I have been a nurse for over 36 years, specializing in helping prevent type 2 diabetes and helping to reverse type 2 diabetes. So thank you very much for tuning in. Let's see who we got here on this live. We have Donald. Thank you for tuning in, Donald. And Jerry and Jose and Deborah and Iris. So today, for those who are just getting in on the show that we're doing today, the broadcast, we will be talking about foods that heal. And today we'll talk about 6. So we're doing a series this week on foods that heal. So the best way to heal our body is through the foods that we eat. I think it was Hippocrates who said, way before Christ came, that let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. And so this week, we will be concentrating on foods that it's best to eat to help you with different ailments or different things and ways to get more nutrients into our body. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I do have a group coaching program for those people who are looking at preventing and reversing the type 2 diabetes that they have. It is a great program. If you want to know more about that, you can contact me by email right now. Email me at sharonfant01@gmail.com. So that's Sharon, SHARON, Fant, FANT 01 at gmail.com to get more information about the coaching program that we have to help prevent and reverse type 2 diabetes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our topic for today. And if you have any questions, you can put your questions in the comments below. And if you will, hit the like button and share this video for people who may want to hear what it is that we want to talk about today on this topic. So we'll be talking about this today and the rest of the week. This is October 1st, so this week we're going to concentrate on foods that heal. So the first food that I want to talk about it's kind of an uncommon food, but it is actually a very good food to have. It is called kelp. KELP. So I'm spelling it in case you can't hear my lips here. Now, kelp is found at Whole Food stores, and sometimes you can find kelp at Walmart. Not always, but sometimes. So if you live in an area that does not have fresh kelp, you can go ahead and get the supplement. It also comes in like a granulated type form. But kelp is good because it increases the iodine in our body. Now, why do we need iodine? Iodine is essential for the thyroid gland. Now, I don't know. When I was growing up, when we would buy salt at the grocery store, you would see there was some salt that had iodine in it and then some that did not. We usually end up buying the kind that had iodine. And at the time, as a child, I had no clue why we were getting the kind with iodine. But it is important to have iodine in our diet because the thyroid gland, it regulates a lot of things in our body. So if you have a low iodine level, it causes sluggishness, it causes you to gain weight, and it also causes moodiness. So it messes with your emotions if you don't have enough iodine in your body. So kelp would be a good food to eat at least once a week. And again, if you can't find fresh kelp in your area, you do want to use a supplement for that. But you want to be aware that what you're taking into your body. You want to definitely take in some iodine because it has iodine and kelp also have calcium in it, magnesium and potassium and things like that raises your energy level, and it also helps with your brain functioning. Now, other green vegetables can do some of that as well, but it doesn't have the same content of iodine that kelp does. So you can eat kale, bok choy. You can also eat spinach, parsley, green beans, and alfalfa. So those are all really good for iodine. However, the best way to get some iodine that would help your thyroid gland would be through kelp. Okay, now let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is ginger. Now, ginger, you can get it at the grocery stores. Like I have this one here. I have some ginger. It comes like this fresh. It's best to buy it fresh. Ginger. And ginger is good for reducing nausea. And it helps with digestion. So for those people who have problems with indigestion after every meal, it's kind of good to make a tea with some ginger. Or you can take ginger capsules. Again, if you can't find it fresh in your area, then you can take the supplement, but it's best to get it fresh. Okay, so ginger is also, believe it or not only does it help with digestion and indigestion and all those GI issues that you may have, like vomiting and nausea and things like that, but it also is good for arthritis. So if you know someone who has arthritis, they probably would be, behoove them to add ginger to their diet. Okay, so let's see who's on it now. Okay, we got Sandra added. We added Sandra and Joanne. Thank you all for watching, and Meeks. All right, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Now, if you will, hit the share button and like button. Maybe to share this information that we're sharing today about foods that heal. So far, we have talked about kelp and we've talked about ginger. And we have 6 foods that we're going to talk about today. So now the third food that I want to talk about is mushrooms. Now some of these are maybe foods that you may not normally eat, but you want to kind of start looking at adding some of these types of foods to your diet because they are healing and it is healthy types of foods to add. So mushrooms. Now, mushrooms come in, there's all different types of mushrooms. You have the button or the little white button type mushrooms that you see in the grocery store. I know that they have them at Walmart, and they also have them at the Whole Foods. But mushrooms are good because they promote the immune system. They boost the immune system, and they help to fight cancers. Several different types of cancers are helped when people add mushrooms to the foods that they eat. You have the portobello mushrooms. You also have the shiitake mushrooms. So these are all probably foods that you may never have eaten, but you would be surprised how tasty they really are. So I want to, recommend that you start adding mushrooms to your diet because it is a food that can heal. All right. Now, number 4, because I don't want to keep you long because I know everybody probably is getting ready for work or doing those kind of things. So number 4, healthy oils or healthy fats. You want to add that to your diet. Now, there's all kinds of fats and oils that you could use, but I'm going to give you 3 healthy fats that I know are the healthiest. Okay, I don't recommend canola oil. I don't recommend corn oil. They actually, when they heat, they put off toxins that could not be good for your body. So the best oils or my top 3 oils would be, these are definitely used for cooking, would be avocado oil. That's actually number 1, because avocado oil can withstand high heat up to 400 degrees. So it doesn't put off toxins and things like that that would be detrimental to your body. So avocado oil is the best oil to cook with. You also want to add coconut oil. You can cook with coconut oil. And coconut oil, it's also good. You can just take it by the teaspoon. And I actually have done that before, taking a spoonful of coconut oil and just put it in my mouth and let it melt and swallow it. So it's good for a whole lot of things. And then lastly, of my top 3 oils would be olive oil. And that's a good oil to cook with as well. Now, the reason these oils are good is because they are considered to be monounsaturated oils and monounsaturated oils and polyunsaturated oils. Okay, I'll get it right here in a minute. Now, you want to start looking at the labels when you're at the grocery store when you're looking at oils to make sure that you're getting good fats or healthy fats, and that would be the polyunsaturated fats and the monounsaturated fat. So you want to start reading labels because you want to start eating, taking in healthier oils that's going to help your body in many, many ways. All right. So now number 5, so we're doing 6. So the number 5 healthy food for today is beets. Again, this is another one of those unusual foods that people generally don't have. Now, if you are a diabetic, I will say this. If you are a diabetic, you have type 2 diabetes and you have problems with controlling your blood sugar, I do not recommend beets for that, because beets actually is a high carb type of food. And it also converts to sugar inside of the body. But if you do not have diabetes, then beets are good because they energize you. Okay? So just want to make sure I say that disclaimer for people who are diabetic, because I know that I talk to a lot of diabetics, and I want to make sure that there are some foods that are good for everybody, but then if you're a diabetic, there are some foods that it's just not good for a diabetic to have. And beets is one of them, okay? Now, beets is a good food because it does have carbs that give you energy. It has calcium in it. It has iron. It has vitamin A and vitamin C. And it can satisfy your sugar cravings. And that's another reason that diabetics should not, because it does convert to sugar in the body. Now, beets fight cancer, and they also protect against heart disease. So if anybody having any heart issues, things going on with your heart, then this is a good thing to add to your diet. So it's good sometimes to try something new, maybe something that some food that you never had before. I remember I took a class a long time ago, and in the class, the class talked about doing things that you've never done before. And when you do things that you've never done before, it actually expands your brain. Your brain cells can benefit from doing things you've never done before. It actually helps you live longer when you do things that you've never done before. So add maybe one new vegetable or one new fruit that you've never had before each week. So for those who've never tried beets, let's go ahead and see if you can get some beets in this week. Okay? And then the sixth thing, and this is the last thing that I want to talk about today. So I just want to do 6 healthy foods for today. And it is probiotics. Now, I know probiotics is not a food type, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. But probiotics is very essential. I wanted to talk about that today first thing, because probiotics is so important with digesting of our food. So if we cannot absorb the nutrients from our foods the way we should absorb it, then it almost is like no use in really eating the high nutrient foods if you can't absorb it into your body and use the nutrients. So this is why I recommend probiotic foods. Now, probiotics, Now, this is going to sound gross maybe to some people, but it is live microorganisms or friendly bacteria that our body should normally have in our gut. We would normally have probiotics in our gut, but because of foods we eat or things we do, then that number is reduced greatly. And so when we eat healthy foods, it's not absorbed in our body. The nutrients are not absorbed. So you want to be sure that you have a good, healthy gut. And the way to have a good, healthy gut is to consume probiotics. Now, probiotics fight disease, and your body needs these to protect against these diseases. And they're also, now I'm going to tell you where you can get probiotics naturally. Now, you can, if some of these things are not found in your area where you live, then you do want to get a probiotic supplement capsules to take. And I actually take probiotics in the morning before I eat anything. That way I know, I drink it with a glass of water. So that way I know that it is in my body. And then when I do take in foods, it is going to absorb the nutrients that I take in. However, you can also get the probiotics through yogurt. Now, I don't recommend the sugary yogurts. I recommend plain yogurt. Not the sugary kind, not the strawberry, the blueberry, none of those, peaches, none of those, but get plain yogurt, okay? That's what I recommend, and that would be a good way to add probiotics into your body. And everybody knows that, yogurt is has a lot of microorganisms in it and bacteria, but it is good. It is good for you, okay? So these are good bacteria. Or friendly bacteria is what I'll also say. Now I'm going to also name out now another type of food that you may or may not have heard of. So you may want to write this down. It's called kefir. Kefir. Okay. So this is another way to get the probiotics into your body. And then soy beverages is also good. And another thing that I want to add to this is kimchi. Kimchi is a Asian food. It's like a fermented food that is also a good way. It comes in a jar, and you can get it probably in the produce area, but it's in a jar. And it is it is cabbages and other kinds of foods that have been fermented in a way that helps you to produce probiotics inside of your body. So it's like pickled vegetables is what it's like. But it comes in a jar, and you can most likely get it. I know Walmart does have it because I bought it from Walmart. But it is a good way to help you get probiotics into your body. Okay. Now why we need probiotics? We need it to treat irritable bowel syndromes. It is also good for constipation or any GI issues, those kind of things that help you to stay regular. It also helps you with skin infections. Probiotics are good for that, and also certain cancers. All right, so that is it for the 6 foods that are healthy foods that I think is good to start with to help heal your body. So healing and healthy living requires balance. You have to have a little balance in your life. I know that we have foods that we're used to eating, but if you would start adding these types of healthy foods that heal into your daily diets, you will see a difference in how you feel. You'll see a difference in how much energy you have, how well you feel, because there is a difference in feeling well and feeling not well. So these foods that we're going to be talking about this week will be giving you ways that you can start feeling well. And these foods have some nutrients in it that our body needs in order to heal. No matter what it is, that issues or concerns that you may have health-wise, these foods that heal will help you with those. So that is it for today, and I want to thank everybody for joining. We did get a few more people. Deidre, thank you for joining us. And I will be on again tomorrow with episode 2 on foods that heal. And share this video with the people that you know. And I'll be tuning in tomorrow between 7:30 and 8 a.m. And we are looking forward to seeing everybody back if you can. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Okay? Take care. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.